Moscow, the contemporary megapolis, which contains of architectural monuments and historical sightseeings, can express imagination by its views and panoramas. This city can surprise everyone. Moscow attracts not only by its great history, traditions and impressive cultural heritage. This is a central place of Russian business. Contemporary Moscow city or urban jungles combines business activity, living space and entertainment in one single area, offering almost everything for living, except conductive nature. In modern high-tech world, their intensification of work is increasing and the rhythm of life is accelerating, people increasingly suffer from breakdowns, physical and mental disorders. Many researchers have come to the conclusion that humans are dependent on nature not only for material, but perhaps more importantly for psychological, emotional and spiritual needs. From the Middle Ages it was noticed that the duration of city dweller life is shorter comparing with rural resident. The absence of greenery, narrow streets and small yards, all these factors created unfavorable conditions for human life. The development of industry completely degraded the environment. One way to solve the city problem from all times was park organization.
Экология Москвы с момента распада Советского Союза значительно улучшилась, поскольку экономика города перестраивается в третичный сектор, то есть сектор сферы услуг, а доля промышленности сокращается, закрываются заводы и выбросов в атмосферу все меньше и меньше.
Green places occupy 30% of the territory of Moscow. This is a high level for the city with a population of several million people. However, forest and park plants are suffering negative effect of rising recreational needs.
У нас больше всего зеленых насаждений. У нас очень большой ботанический сад, очень большой Измайловский парк. И большими темпами идут развитие парка Горького, Сокольников и как раз Измайловского парка. Там
Ведется реконструкция.
Да, реконструкция. Со стороны меня, как жителя Москвы, я это ощущаю очень активно. Появляются Wi-Fi, появляются какие-то тенты, я не знаю, пуфики, на которых можно сидеть, приятно проводить время. И я сейчас, правда, при выборе работать мне дома или где-то в парке, выберу парк, потому что там приятнее, свежий воздух, деревья, красиво.
Besides important environmental services, such as air and water purification, park can provide social services, which are of crucial significance for the livability of modern cities. One example of such successful cooperation between different services can be seen in Park Gorky.
Серьезно, это совершенно другой парк на старом месте. То есть, если вы были там в марте 2010 года, вы бы там увидели старый советский парк, который полон шашлычных, полон каких-то очень странных кафе, полон аттракционов, которые, в общем-то, возможно, не имеют, скажем, то есть не самые безопасные, потому что они очень старые и давно никто не проверяет. И как бы около набережной, где стояли аттракционы, у вас была бы полная иллюминация вечером, но при этом, если бы вы зашли вглубь парка, вам бы, скорее всего, было страшно, потому что классического освещения вы бы там просто не нашли. Поэтому в данном случае парк Горького – это изменения, которые касаются всего, которые формируют понятие у людей, что такое вообще общественное пространство, и что парк может быть общественным пространством, и как он вообще строится, что должно быть в парке.
Today, park can offer different recreation possibilities, and despite the fact that many of old attractions were demolished, park is still very popular among all generations. But the main aim of such place, that if you will come alone, you are not going to feel yourself lonely. According to opportunities which can offer parks, they can be divided into different types. The first and probably the most visited group of parks are amusement parks. Here can be included All Russia Exhibition Center. This is an open-air trade show, area of which is well greened and carry out the same functions like park. This place includes many sites, pavilions, fountains, a Luna Park, cosmonautic museums, and even a rocket. VDNH, also as a Park Gorky, are used to hold such traditional events like Day of Airborne Troops and many other events like Russia Day, May 9th or Victory Day, International Workers' Day. The park itself is an example of 20th century landscaping, and still, even if some parts of it are in reconstruction, the general look of this place is magnificent. Very popular for visiting among Moscow residents are architecture park ensembles, which form the second group. First park of this group is Tsaritsino. If you enter the park from the main entrance, you will be welcomed by the Singing Light Fountain, a fountain on the island. Apart from the stunning views of beautiful landscapes and ponds, Tsaritsino Park is also known for its palaces. Some people still believe that the court architect Bajenov left a lot of hidden clues or secrets in the architecture of the palace, sort of like Dan Brown's Da Vinci Code. Nearby to Tsaritsino is located another park, Kolomenskaya. Kolomenskaya is one of the most ancient places of human habitation within modern Moscow. Here can be seen different types of churches. The Church of the Ascension, built in 1532, is one of the first tent-roof stone churches in Old Russia and included into the UNESCO World Heritage List. Kolomenskaya represents a complex site of Russian history and architecture. During the early Soviet period, old wooden buildings and various artifacts were transported to Kolomenskaya from different parts of the USSR for preservation. So currently Kolomenskaya Park hosts an impressive set of different constructions and historical objects. If someone would like to feel connection with the nature, they should visit park in landscape style, like Park Sokolniki. In summer, the central alley are a mass of brightly colored formal flower beds, while the depths of the park are a wilderness home to pines, spruces, birches, oaks, or old trees native to the Moscow region. This park keeps the atmosphere from Soviet times. Here can be found people playing chess and checkers. People can walk through the arch with artificial lighting, listen open-air concerts and visit well-maintained rosarium. Nowadays, park is developing. New contemporary areas appear, but probably people prefer to visit it because of special natural and historical atmosphere. And finally, less visited but still popular places are parks with sculptures. The best example of such type is Park Museum. It starts as an art gallery with some extraordinary design solutions. But the main object of this place are different sculptures, which can be seen everywhere. Being here, you will have such feeling like you are in a cemetery. To some extent it is so, because the other name of this park is Fallen Monument Park or Park of the Fallen Heroes. Monuments appeared here before 1992. They were hauled to the park and left in their fallen form. In 1990s, this statue shaped the park outline. After more and more modern sculptures was added and as the young trees grew up in this area, a sterling park was formed. In Moscow can be found a lot of traditional parks with sculptures. Usually they serve as places dedicated to some person, for example, as it's done at Strasnoy Boulevard by the Petrovsky Gates. There was officially opened the Vladimir Vysotsky Monument. Another function is the natural aspect, as these places can offer to spend time in areas surrounded by trees in a Meyer Boulevard in Moscow. It is essential to remember, nowadays parks are not just a part of nature, but something more. It is a well-organized environment able to manage the needs of visitors. By the reason of existing a wide variety of leisure activities in cities, Visitors expect more than just contact with nature from the park. Otherwise, they will get quickly bored and do not get any recreational benefits.
Мне бы хотелось, чтобы развитие парков затронуло не только 3 наших московских парка, но чтобы все наши парки были многофункциональными. А на данный момент все равно большинство наших парков в пределах Москвы это по сути леса с кустами, с деревьями и лавочками.
Modern natural landscape cannot be considered excluding the human impact, as the value of anthropogenic factor is very large. The process of human interaction with nature is unstoppable. That is why it is so necessary to find the right balance between different recreation opportunities and nature.